Mazda just changed the conversation, and almost nobody is talking about it the way they should. Because what you're looking at here, the all-new 2026 Mazda CX-100, isn't just another entry into the already crowded world of full-size SUVs. It's not a bigger CX-90. It's not a stretched version of something familiar. This is Mazda stepping into a space that has been dominated for years by names like the BMW X7, Mercedes-Benz GLS, and Range Rover, and doing it in a way that feels completely different. But here's the part most people are missing. There's one specific decision Mazda made with this SUV that quietly redefines what modern luxury is supposed to feel like. We'll get to that. Welcome back to Luxury Cars Analysis. Let's get into it. Now before we go any further, here's something worth saying up front. The CX-100 has not been officially confirmed by Mazda with full production specs and pricing. What we have are credible industry reports, design intelligence, and everything Mazda's recent trajectory tells us about where this vehicle is heading. So throughout this video, when we are working from confirmed information, we'll say so. And when we are working from strong expectations, we'll say that too. Because on this channel, that distinction is how we earn your trust and keep it. With that said, let's talk about the moment this vehicle arrives into. The full-size luxury SUV segment has become predictable. Big screens, bigger grilles, more features, more power, but not necessarily more thought. Most vehicles in this space compete by adding more tech, more complexity, more visual noise. What Mazda appears to be doing with the CX-100 is the opposite. They've refined. And in a segment where everyone is trying to do more, that single word might be the most radical thing Mazda could have said. You see that immediately in the design. Mazda's Kodo design philosophy has always been about motion, the idea that a car should feel alive even when it's standing still. But on the CX-100, that idea has been scaled into something far more mature. The body doesn't rely on aggressive lines or unnecessary details. Instead, it uses long, uninterrupted surfaces that catch light in a way that feels almost sculptural. It's less about looking expensive, and more about feeling intentional. And in the full-size luxury segment, that is a genuinely rare thing. In Soul Red Crystal, one of Mazda's most celebrated paint options, the effect becomes even more dramatic. The paint doesn't just reflect light. It absorbs and reshapes it, shifting tones depending on the angle, almost like the surface is breathing. It's subtle, but it creates presence without needing to shout. At the front, the grille sits wide and confident, detailed with vertical elements that give it depth without overwhelming the design. Slim LED lighting stretches across the front with a calm, controlled signature. There's no aggression here in the traditional sense. No attempt to intimidate. Instead, there's a quiet authority, the kind that doesn't need validation from anyone watching. From the side, the proportions do something interesting. This is a large SUV, but it doesn't feel heavy. The roofline flows cleanly, the wheel arches are pronounced without being exaggerated, and the stance feels planted rather than bulky. Large alloy wheels fill the space perfectly, giving the CX-100 a sense of permanence on the road. Like it belongs exactly where it is. At the rear, a full-width LED light bar connects both sides with a clean, uninterrupted glow. The exhaust outlets are integrated, not highlighted. Nothing feels forced. This is a vehicle designed with confidence, not competition. Now step inside, because this is where the CX-100 stops being impressive and starts becoming genuinely interesting. The first thing you'd notice isn't a screen. It's the atmosphere. Mazda's approach here, based on everything we know about their interior direction with the CX-90 and what the CX-100 is expected to build upon, centers on how the cabin feels before how it performs. Rich materials across nearly every surface, soft leather, real wood accents, all placed with intention rather than excess. There's a warmth to this kind of interior that many luxury vehicles miss entirely while chasing futuristic design. And then there's the detail I mentioned at the start. Mazda didn't remove physical controls. In an era where almost every manufacturer is pushing everything into touchscreens, removing buttons in the name of minimalism, the CX-100 is expected to keep a rotary controller and key tactile inputs. And it sounds like a small thing, until you think about what it actually represents. This is Mazda saying that true luxury isn't about how advanced your technology looks. It's about effortlessness. It's about interacting with your car without having to think about it. You don't reach for a touchscreen buried in a menu. You reach for a dial that does exactly what you expect, every single time. The digital display is expected to be wide, clean, and positioned exactly where your eyes naturally fall. It doesn't demand your attention. It supports it. Rear passengers are treated with the same level of consideration. Spacious seating, refined materials, and a layout that prioritizes comfort over spectacle. And based on credible expectations, the third row would offer real usability, not just space, but actual comfort for longer journeys. For a brand moving into this segment for the first time, that would be a significant statement. Now here's where I want to be straight with you about performance, because the honest answer is that confirmed powertrain specs for the CX-100 are not yet public. What is credibly expected, based on Mazda's known engine roadmap and the direction of their hybrid development, is a turbocharged inline-six paired with a hybrid system designed not just for efficiency, but for smoothness. Power delivery that is linear and controlled rather than aggressive. An adaptive suspension system that reads the road constantly, keeping the cabin composed on rough American highways while tightening up noticeably when you ask for more. All-wheel drive operating quietly in the background, not something you think about, but something you trust entirely. If Mazda delivers on that expectation, the driving experience would be defined by one word: composure. Now here is the honest part of this conversation, because no vehicle deserves a free pass, and the CX-100 is no exception. Mazda is a challenger brand in this segment. The BMW X7, Mercedes-Benz GLS, and Range Rover have decades of trust, established dealer networks, and proven reliability records in the full-size luxury space. The CX-100, as a first-generation entry into this category, carries the uncertainty that every new nameplate carries. Resale value is an unknown. Long-term ownership costs in the luxury segment are a real conversation. And for buyers spending this level of money on a vehicle, brand heritage still matters, whether or not we think it should. These are not reasons to walk away, but they are reasons to go in with your eyes open. So who is this vehicle actually for? The CX-100 isn't trying to attract someone who wants the loudest badge or the most aggressive design. It's for the buyer who values subtlety over show. Someone who appreciates craftsmanship but doesn't feel the need to announce it. Someone who wants a vehicle that feels complete, not excessive. And increasingly, that buyer exists in larger numbers than the traditional luxury SUV market has been willing to admit. Because in a segment where everyone is trying to do more, Mazda has chosen to do better. Whether the final production vehicle fully delivers on that promise, we will be here to give you the complete verdict the moment it does. Until then, this is the most complete picture of the CX-100 we can give you honestly, and honestly is the only way we do things here. The bigger question it leaves us with is one worth sitting with. In the future of luxury SUVs, will intelligence and restraint matter more than size and status? Drop your answer in the comments. We genuinely read every single one. If this kind of deep, honest breakdown is what brings you back to this channel, subscribe to Luxury Cars Analysis, hit the notification bell, and stay with us. Because the full CX-100 verdict is coming, and you will not want to miss it.